The way I see it is that the more you fail, the closer you are to success. So, you know, I don't know any musicians that are doing what I do. And if they did, I think they'd be getting the same results as me, because I think it's like just a confidence thing, really. It's just like the more you do, you just do it, you know? And the thing that kind of helps me stand back up after I fall or somebody like, you know, tells me I sound horrible or whatever. I think to myself, I'm like, yo, can I stand up from this? Like, if I stand up from this, I'm going to be that much stronger, and I want to be stronger.
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Poorly Edited Podcast. We're live on WXLV The X, where the show, the points are made up and everything's made up of points no matter. No, wait, that's not us. That's what's our tagline?
Whose line is it anyway, Joe?
Yeah. What's that? Putting a spotlight on the most creative minds we can find the very best we can, right? Yeah.
100% less Wayne Brady than whose line is it anyway?
As well as a couple of kids can.
Right. College kids can. I don't know.
Not very well.
I thought it was,
Zach,
I could have sworn it was the Who's.
This is episode like 73 that we're doing. Where have you been?
We should have those intros, you know, that they do on Whose Line every time, where they're like, they just scroll through all the faces and says their name and they're doing something dumb.
Zach's already having a really bad day.
I'm pretty old. It's fine.
I watch Whose Line Is all the time anyway.
Oh, dude, that's a great show. I love Whose Line Is It Anyway.
It's fantastic.
But we're not Whose Line Is It Anyway. We're the Poorly Edited Podcast. My name's Coffee Guy.
Go for it.
Go for it.
I was not prepared for this at all. My name is Amresse Farrow. Hi.
My name is Patrick Lilly.
And today, our special guest is a local artist from Lehigh Valley. His name's Seth Witcher. How you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Oh, dude, I'm fantastic. The weather is finally getting nice. All my friends are seeing more movies without me. How is Endgame?
No spoiler. No spoilers. Don't worry.
I want to get into that. I want to get into not spoiler discussion, but discussion about spoilers.
I enjoyed it. And I'm not going to spoil anything, so that's a bad thing to do.
I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. That's smart. That's what I've heard everybody doing.
I went like a couple of days, you know, on social media, whatever. I had to and I had nothing was spoiled.
You get really on that mic.
Nothing was spoiled for me yet, you know. I've been on social media, you know, and I haven't seen anything. I've tried to censor myself. Well, please don't ruin this.
For all you guys out there that actually would like some spoilers, or you've already seen it, and I'm not about to give any spoilers, but our resident TSWNP boy Josh Brennan actually did a cover of the Avengers Endgame movie review, and then he also did, what did he do? Like all those things that you probably missed and you didn't put together.
Did you do that too?
Well, I
didn't watch it yet because I'm on a hiatus.
I think that he did a very deep review. He did a very deep review and analysis of the movie and what things meant, and the culmination of those 22 movies and what that meant for every character arc, and that was really special. So if you want to take a look at that, that's on our YouTube channel. Please check that out. Guess who dies at the
So Seth, have you always been a fan of Marvel movies? Like since Iron Man 1?
Oh yeah.
Are you in it for the long run?
Always, yeah. Even when I was like a kid, I mean, I'm 20 now, but when I was like 11 years old, I was homeschooled. So, you know, my parents, they were a little strict when I was younger, so they wouldn't let me watch Marvel movies. And I remember I got so excited whenever my cousin came over because he'd talk to me about Spider-Man, and I didn't know anything about Spider-Man. So like he'd tell me all like Spider-Man's powers, and you know, it just blew my mind. So when I could watch Marvel movies, you know, when my parents kind of let up a little bit, then I absorbed it. I literally like soaked it all up like a sponge. Yeah. So I love it.
Do you have a favorite before Endgame potentially? Like what's
like a favorite movie?
Yeah.
Captain America Civil War.
Okay.
I like that one.
Not First Avenger?
No.
Civil War was the last one I watched, actually. I'm that far behind.
We need to stop talking about this because I'm going to give something away. We all went to the movies and saw it last night. A big group of us saw it, and I'll tell you that they needed security at the movies. They hired extra security to stand in front of the theaters. That was crazy. The bathrooms.
Did you hear somebody got like punched out at one of the viewings? Not around here, like somewhere at some point. I don't know. I think somebody like had seen the movie.
I'll believe it. Yeah.
Was outside and just yelling spoilers, and some guy knocked him out.
I actually I am one of those people that talks during movies, but I like knew that I couldn't speak during this movie because I would get the crap kicked out of me.
So yeah, remember that feeling and don't let that go, please, because that's very important.
Yeah, just take that into every movie. Just don't talk during movies.
I sat next to Josh Brennan, the theater, and he regretted coming so much. Talk to him about that after the show.
Okay.
What else? Other than seeing...
Quick, speaking of Josh Brennan, he's not actually the one filming today. We have Lizzy Cates on the camera today. Thank you very much, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of your job, so I guess thanks for not quitting or something.
That was terrible. Zach, you're a bad boss. Lizzy, thanks so much for being on camera today. You're awesome. We appreciate you. Other than Endgame, some really other awesome things that we did this week is we went to Glen Onoko Falls. Everyone except for Zach went to Glen Onoko Falls.
Yeah, man. I don't do anything fun.
And we hiked that 3.7 mile trail because sadly it is closing. May 1st on Wednesday. Glen Onoko Falls will be officially closed. The Pennsylvania Game Commission announced that because of all the deaths and injuries that are happening. So
there were actual deaths?
Many. We climbed right to that point where there were those deaths, and we stood right at the precipice of death, and that was really sad. But it was so unbelievably beautiful, so gorgeous. The falls were amazing, and we all had to say goodbye to that thing that was a huge staple in most of our childhoods. So that was really nice. God bless you, Glen Onoko Falls.
Was that like a big deal for you guys around here when you were here? I grew up in a different area, so.
It was a really big deal. So not only for the people that live there, but it's a huge tourist attraction. Jim Thorpe, the Carbon County, that's a huge thing that people come from all around to do. It's rated top 10 waterfalls in the Northeast. It's absolutely. I didn't know
there was a list.
Yeah, there's a list. It's dangerous, so that's why people really love to do it. It's gorgeous. It means a lot. There was a ton of people there. A lot of dogs. A ton of dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I so get behind dogs. Dogs are good.
It was really nice.
So I had no idea dogs were actually good at mountain climbing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
They just hiked up.
I mean, they're not goats. You know, goats are great.
True. Yeah.
Believe me, they can climb a mountain.
There were a couple of goats.
There weren't actual goats, were there?
Oh, well, you didn't come, so you don't know.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other secret thing? No, none of these are secrets.
If you guys want to watch more about it, there's that LTT vlog that Lizzy Cates made about it.
Which I still haven't watched.
Chandler actually, unfortunately, he passed away that day. He didn't make it. He didn't make it back. That's why he's not here with us. If you want to send a card or something,
don't bother. Nobody liked him anyway, so it's fine. No, he'll be back. I don't know what's going on with Chandler. Whatever. We went to a birthday party for a lizard, so that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
What?
I'm still not over that.
Really? That's what that big shock was?
I'm going to tell you because I don't think a lot of children watch our show. That
I hope not.
That last Thursday, we went to film at the Bethlehem Area Public Library for their Friends of the Fundraiser, Friends of the Library event, and we saw Spike, who is this lizard that's in the children's section.
Bearded dragon.
Bearded dragon.
Come on.
And he was sick, and they're like, we don't know if he's going to make it to his birthday party on Saturday. And he almost didn't make it, but he rallied through, made it to his birthday. I put in a favor
with the big man, and he stretched out his lifespan for a couple more days for us. So.
Yeah, so that bearded dragon, Spike, and the magician that was at that event, they did a trick together. Spike disappeared. We haven't seen him since. Yeah. Happy birthday to you, Spike.
Spike actually hissed at him, right?
Yeah, that was really, he went and lunged forward to the magician. That video will come out soon. Can't wait to show people that.
Yeah, local bearded dragon fights magician.
Not clickbait.
So I guess that's sort of the week wrapped up. Did we do that in 1 week? Is that everything that happened in 1 week?
That was 1 week. There was several events for the library. Oh, sorry. The punk rock flea market.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. That's another cool thing I didn't go to. How was that?
Yeah, Tape Swap Radio, Bethlehem Area Public Library put on the punk rock flea market at the Ice House on Saturday. That event was so cool. It was so unbelievably cool. There was so much you wouldn't expect. At one point, I saw a little boy walking around in a full-on gas mask. No one was concerned about it. So that's when you know you're in the right place with the right people.
That's just punk rock, dude.
Yeah, Pat, you were looking forward to that for a while. Did that live up to your expectations?
It was awesome.
Because to me, I was like, it's just going to be a book sale with music or something, right? Or was it?
No, it was tons of really cool people there. There's tons of art on sale. I bought some Misfits art and then had the worst fear of my life realized, where someone immediately afterwards tried to talk to me about Misfits and I had no idea what they were talking about.
Oh, no.
So
I didn't know you were that kind of guy. That's the kind of guy I think you wouldn't like, you know?
What do you mean?
Never mind.
All right.
We're just gonna move on.
I just wanted to point out that there was a woman that was making jewelry out of teeth there, and that was really incredible. That was my favorite part.
That's kind of weird.
I bought you a necklace for your birthday.
Oh no! Don't buy me a necklace made out of teeth. Seth, how you doing?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Thanks for coming. So you're a local musician in the area. You just came out with a new song. It's called "I'm Sorry." What do you have to apologize for? What's going on? Tell us a little bit about your song.
Well, the song is about a breakup that I recently went through. I was in a relationship for about like 2.5 years. And so the song is just about like my thought process, during and after the breakup. Yeah. So something relatable.
It's a really like personal song.
It is.
A lot of history in there.
Yeah. And it's, it's my first single released. So, I'm really happy that I got to get it out. Not so much, for it to be like a song that's out, but just more like I want the message out, you know? And, I really wanted her to know how sorry how I felt, and I feel like it really, like, she got the message. She's thankful too.
That's cool. Cause there's always stuff like that where there's moments where, you like accidentally do something you don't mean to, or like just like in public, you like do something to somebody by accident and then they walk away and just have that impression of you even though you didn't mean to do it.
Yeah.
So it's cool that it actually worked, I guess, and you could like get across what was actually happening.
Well, in this situation, it wasn't really like I messed up. It was just more like, we just found out like it just didn't work out. I guess. And I was sorry, and I am sorry that I hurt her by breaking up with her, kind of thing.
Okay.
So
I really like that, and it wasn't all about what a terrible person your ex was, or that she broke your heart, or that she cheated on you, and all these different things. And you're like, I made mistakes. I'm sorry, and you're admitting how human you are, and I really like that about the song. And it felt very genuine, and your voice was really there. And it wasn't like groveling, I'm sorry, I want you back. Just like, I know I made a mistake. I'm gonna be better as a man and as a person. And that was a very beautiful message to listen to. That isn't always the case when you hear about a breakup song. When you hear the inspiration was my ex-girlfriend, you're thinking that's going to be very negative, and it wasn't. And that was really beautiful.
Thank you. I mean, I have nothing negative to say about her. She's a great person and a great individual. But yeah, I agree with your comment about like the music today and a lot of breakup songs out. That's why I wanted to put it out, because I don't know of a lot of breakup songs that are like positively apologetic. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people end a relationship and be like, we were both okay. Like most of the time they blame the other person somehow. Even if it's just like two personalities that don't mesh well. Yeah. And like it was kind of doomed from the beginning, but it wasn't anybody's fault.
No, there's
just like not meant to be, and it's like
it was honestly like a perfect breakup. That's like, if that's possible, as perfect as a breakup can be. So yeah,
that's do you listen to that kind of music a lot? Like, what kind of music are you into? Is that kind of message portrayed in the stuff you like, or is that kind of like your own thing?
It's my own thing.
Okay.
I like to listen to like a wide variety. I like to listen to like X, Eminem, Panic at the Disco, Ed Sheeran. I kind of listen to a lot. Anything but country, really.
Right. I hear that so much.
Yeah.
That's what I like. Everybody I talk to, like, I like everything except country.
It's a thing.
So I'm going to jump a little bit. So we met at the Real Studios opening, and I met a gentleman that makes country music at that event. And I did not know that that's the music that he made. And he was like, what are you into? I was like, well, anything but country. And he was like, he's like, it can be good sometimes. And I was like, oh. So that was, but he turned out to be extremely lovely, and we started working with him. But that was just that moment where you say something like that. It's a normal thing to say, because a lot of people say it and they're like, yeah, I make country music.
You got to kind of understand, especially when, there's always people that aren't going to like your stuff simply because of the genre, not necessarily because of the quality of the music, and especially when you work with country. So
if you're listening, I'm sorry.
We're talking about Jake. Let's just.
If you're listening, I'm sorry. Right? Now we have to play your new single. I'm sorry.
So,
Go.
Yeah.
I'll do it. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be right back, and you'll hear Seth's new single.
Where are we right now? What does that say? It says prom on it. What? Yes? Yes.
I'm trying to keep the flowers.
Put my hands on my face, I've been thinking a lot. I've stayed in my place despite all of the thoughts. Memories erased just to hide pain, just to forget that I hurt you. My hands on my face, I wanna feel nothing. I'm sitting here hoping that you don't feel something. I've gotten too close and now that I'm running, why can't I forget that I hurt you? Yeah, I've been thinking a lot, wish we got caught. I dreamt of what we could have been, sweat all on the sheets or not. Every night is different, can't forget your face, especially when you smiled through it all. Why can't I get your face out of my head so I can move on? I've been praying to God, cause all of these girls thinking they're so hot. All of these girls thinking they're the world, they just be thinking they need to stop thinking the one that I wanted just wasn't for me. I broke her heart now so she could be free. I wanted her to find to be free from me. Feel my hands on my face, I've been thinking a lot. I've stayed in my place despite all of the thoughts. Memories erased just to hide pain, just to forget that I hurt you. My hands on my face, I just wanna feel nothing. I'm sitting here hoping that you don't feel something. I've gotten too close and now that I'm running, why can't I forget that I hurt you? Yeah, I've made some mistakes and I probably seem so fake. Yeah, say one thing 1 minute, then do something different, that is all it takes. Yeah, I never wanted to break her heart, but I did and it showed on her face. My heart hurts, but I do it again anyway. Yeah, I've made some mistakes and I probably seem so fake. Yeah, say one thing 1 minute, then do something different, that is all it takes. Yeah, I never wanted to break her heart, but I did and it showed on her face. My heart hurts, but I do it again anyway. Yeah, I'd love to stay, but I gotta go. Yeah, see you later. I do it again anyway. Yeah, I'm actually about to leave. Yeah. Feel my hands leave my face, I've been thinking a lot. I've stayed in my place despite all of the thoughts. Memories erased, try to hide pain. I can't forget that I hurt you. No hands on my face, I'm gonna feel nothing. I'm sitting here hoping that you don't feel something. I know that you do it, now I've stopped running. Why can't I forget that I hurt you? Today's National Girlfriend Day. Happy girlfriend. I'm sorry. I love her. I hurt you.
So that was Seth's single out on Spotify called "I'm Sorry." So that was really personal. It sounded pretty real. It sounded like there was personal encounters between you and the girl in the song.
Actually, yeah. I took I like to take videos of what we did and where we were going. So I got videos from Snapchat that I took previously and just kind of stripped the audio from it and put it in the song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I ask, has she heard this song?
She has. I asked for her permission for the audio clips. So
okay.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna put it out there with her voice because it's her voice,
It's not like everybody else is doing where they'll have they put voicemails in their songs without asking anybody.
Right. Yeah. I'm not trying to get sued. And on top of that, it is just I respect her too much to do anything, against, if that might possibly upset her.
So also that goes against the point of the song anyway.
Right.
It's like if she doesn't want the song up, then there's no point of the song.
Exactly. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna put this out and I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
It's like, I know you don't approve it, but I really like what I did here. So.
Yeah. So we talk about it and she said that she really likes it too. So I'm thankful.
How was that feeling of you creating this entire song and then you going to go to her with it? Were you scared? Were you nervous? Were you proud that you were able to grow in that way and put it into words?
I was very nervous. Now I feel proud, but I was very nervous when I went to go talk to her about it. And I told her, I was nervous, but I was determined. And I told her that if she didn't want the audio clips up there, then I wouldn't release the song at all. So with this song, I did everything myself. It's like the beat and everything. I didn't go to a producer or whatever. And there's some mistakes, but that's what happens when you try to do something on your own. You got to learn. So, but I told her I didn't want to release it unless she said that we could have the audio clips in the song. So thankfully she said yes, but I was very nervous. Yeah.
No, I think the mistakes are fine. It gives it more of that real sound. I'm glad you brought up the production. I like that decision that like the song is only going to be there if those clips are in. I think are really good because it just gives it this different sort of feel to it. And yeah, I was going to ask, like, you sort of like, all your pictures that are out there, it's you on a guitar, you came here with a guitar, but you did the production for it. Is that something you had experience with before, or, were you just playing around with it for this song, or what?
I have had no previous experience. So this is me just literally just grabbing my MacBook and, booting up Logic and saying, we're gonna make something.
Hey man, welcome to 2019. You can do it, dude. It's there. It's absolutely there. Logic is nuts.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm very fortunate to have people in my life who help me get to where I am. But YouTube helps a lot. Yeah, YouTube, seriously.
It's crazy how much you can learn by like paying little to no money.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah, this song, it's a budget song. Literally budget. Economy cost.
I don't think it sounds like that, though. That's not how it sounds to me. It doesn't sound like you just did this in your basement. It sounds like you took the time. And as you said, those imperfections sound very intentional. And they really work with the feel of the song.
Well, and the stuff that you had to have recorded yourself, like the guitar and the vocals, they sound crisp. It doesn't sound like you were just recording it like, I don't know, outside or something. What was that process like? Had you done that before too?
So I did have an EP that I released last year. It was very rough. It was just like a live EP. I grabbed I don't know if you know too many things about like microphones, but I have a Zoom H2N. It's a handy recorder. So just to give you guys perspective, it's like one of those, it's like a higher end microphone that does multiple things. It was like $200. And as far as recorders go, like if we're having a conversation, I just record you, whatever. It's great. Studio, not so much. Yeah. But so I had experience of just like putting it on the tripod and then just like going performing, and that was it. But with this, I had no experience. So, with this song, I was singing in my closet to absorb sound. I'm literally like a closet rapper now, rapping in my closet. So this is all just like learn as you go, really. So yeah, I don't know. Does that answer the question?
I think if it's learn as you go, it's only going to get better, and it already sounds pretty good. I definitely keep at it.
Thank you. Oh yeah, this is definitely the beginning. Definitely the beginning. I've got a single coming out very shortly that is studio quality. I got it done in the studio, and then I've got some more coming that I'm cooking up right now too. So stay tuned.
Where'd you go to get that stuff done?
Shout out at Freestone Media, Jason Wegfart. I think that's how I don't
know how to pronounce it either.
Yeah, but he's great. He's amazing. And so I went to his studio. He has like his own little thing in Real Studio called Freestone Media. And he's top notch, great producer, great guy. He's helped me so much. So I went to him a couple months ago to do some songs, and he's been helping me. So you're gonna hear something very soon.
What was that like then, going from recording vocals in your closet to an actual professional space then? Was there different things that you did like to prepare for that, or what was that experience like?
It was actually the other way around. I went from the studio to my closet. Oh. Yeah. So like, the song that's coming out, it's a process, man. It took a very long time. I started working on it in like October. And so now it's finally going to start coming out. Just trying to like find like the best time to release it, since I just released this one. Marketing and all that. But it's like literally taking your talent, your gift, whatever, and putting it under the microscope and like, like you see all of the imperfections and the mistakes. And it honestly helped me as a performer and as a singer, just as an artist in general, just it helped me so much, because when you hear your voice over and over and over and over and over again, like hundreds of times, like, you know, you're trying to get the best take and like the right take, you literally like you crack down on yourself so hard, and it really helped me to become a better better musician. So now I'm super hard on myself, and I'm like, you know how they say you're your own worst judge or whatever. Yeah, I'm like super judge. Like, like I'm like Judge Judy only. Like,
so you're your own Judge Judy.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. I didn't know if it was gonna connect though, so I didn't. But I'm my own Judge Judy. Yeah.
So kind of on that same wave. So I'm sorry, it's very personal. It's really addressed to one person. Yeah. So is there any like, so you made it and she approved, and then it was like, how do you feel about it going out to the public so anybody can listen to it? Because then it's like anyone, I don't know, it's just a like really personal slice of life that just anyone can see now. So did you have any reservations about that? Or were you just kind of like, it's just like, you're just putting yourself into your music, so it's just going to be out there? Well,
so, you know, some people say chivalry is dead. I'd like to think I kind of keep it going. You know, so I think this song is kind of chivalrous in the fact that, you know, you are saying sorry, and you like just from the bottom of your heart. And I think, you know, so I didn't really have any, like nothing was holding me back. Like, yo, I don't want other people to like hear this part of my life. I want people to hear this. I want people to absorb it, because I don't think that, you know, people apologize enough. Yeah. And, you know, this was a good situation in the end, like as breakups go, this was a good one. But, you know, I think even for the bad ones, you know, we can all kind of apologize, I think.
And I just think, shout out to your ex.
Yeah,
she seems like a very lovely, cool person. When you really think about it on a small scale, on a grand scale, having, you know, just completely giving permission to put this type of song out there completely opens up that scrutiny of your relationship, of what you could be like in future relationships, of the reason that relationship broke up. And it's just like, all right, when you're in a breakup, the first thing you're like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to like tell everybody about this. But she's like, no, I give you the right to like do what you have to do and lay it all out there, even if that means it's going to come back to her and people are going to bring this up. So she seems like a very strong person. So
she's the realest one. And like, honestly, I have nothing bad to say about her. She's an amazing person. So yeah, I don't think that it's going to come back in a way that's like harmful for her. And if it does, then I don't know, those guys are idiots, because she's amazing. She's great. Yeah. So.
This podcast is sponsored by Relevant, a location-based mobile network personalized by your interests. Customize your newsfeed to consolidate all the information you care about all in one place to quickly and easily find what's relevant to you. Find out what's going on in your local area and reach your community from the palm of your hand. Relevant is available on iOS and coming soon to Android. Be the first to know with Relevant. For some reason. So let's take it back to where we first met you, Seth.
All right.
It was near... I forget what Jason's studio is called. We were in Real Studios, and then whatever Jason's is inside it. And we were talking to people in a room, and then we heard you playing in the other room. And they were like, "Let's go listen to that." I think we said to each other, "It sounds like 21 Pilots, but better." And then we walked out and started listening to you.
What was said, and I did tell you that.
Yeah, like, yeah, you did.
This is like 21 Pilots, but good. Just kidding, 21 Pilots. If you ever want to sponsor us or come on the show, we're happy to have you.
Thanks. Sorry.
But that was really lovely, and I love that cover of Stressed Out that you do, and that was so beautiful because you were there that evening playing on the guitar that you made.
Yes.
Playing Stressed Out. If you haven't listened to it, like, I think you're going to play it for us, aren't you?
I am going to play it.
You're going to play it for us. It's also on your YouTube channel. Sorry. Don't spoil it.
I can't believe you just spoiled Endgame, dude.
Man, I'm so sorry. But that was just so lovely. And I really love when there's two different types of people that do covers. And there's the type of people that are like, I qualify myself as being good because I have to make it exactly like what the original was. And then there's the person that just takes it and makes it their own. And you really feel, I'm sorry. You really feel that it's their own. And you definitely do that. And were you there that night?
No, I wasn't.
You weren't there.
More things I wasn't there for. I wanted to talk about that cover thing. I love that point you brought up where it's like there's two different kinds.
Yeah.
I'm either going to replicate it perfectly or I'm going to put my own thing on it. How do we all feel about that? What do you guys prefer?
I think there's a time and a place for each one, if that makes sense. Sometimes, oh, sorry. All right. So sometimes the point is that you're supposed to completely replicate it in that way. But I'd say for the most part, make it your own. Make it your own. Be you. Show your personality within that song. And not everyone can pull off certain covers, but like knowing what you can pull off and what you can't. Clearly, you choose covers that you can pull off. Yeah. I've heard your "How to Save a Life" cover by The Fray. It's just very emotional and really beautiful.
Thank you. And
I'm excited for everyone to listen to your 21 Pilots cover.
Me too. Yeah.
This is a Australian radio station, I think, that does a series called Like a Version, and they do have like a bunch of like famous bands covering stuff. Like one of the more recent ones was Denzel Curry did Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine, and those are all really cool to see because it's like established musicians covering another song in their own style. So it's really interesting to see how like art can be interpreted by two different like geniuses.
Yeah, and like so with all the covers that I do, and I do a few covers for when I perform, just because they want to hear something that they know. But with all my covers, I always try to kind of make it my own, the song my own, just because, that person who sang the song, they sang it like that's their version, I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, he's the guy covering him, because I'm not a cheap copy, I'm Seth. So how can I differentiate myself in a song that I do enjoy though? So, that's my thought process. So I always try to kind of differentiate myself. I appreciate when people do that too.
That makes sense. It's also like, especially since you're trying to make a name for yourself, and like a lot of people just walk into a room, there's someone playing guitar and they're playing their own songs and they just kind of discount them for some reason.
Right.
They just like don't even bother listening. So you like have to do covers sometimes just so people actually pay attention.
See, you already know.
Yeah. Like it's,
you already know.
It's really not fair. Cause I've like, I don't know, I noticed that and I try to do that now too. I just like listen to the song and not like just discount it because I don't know who they are or anything like that.
Right. So yeah, it's a game.
Yeah.
It's a game.
It's really not how art should work, but it's just kind of how art works right now. And it's really not fair, but I don't know. It's just something you have to deal with in the industry, I guess, if you want to make it.
It's all society's fault. Let's blame society.
And it's the scariest thing in the entire world for somebody to be that rude. And you're like, all right, I just took like 5 months, a year to create this song or this EP or this whole album that I made. And I judged it and analyzed it over and over and over again. And I put myself out there to perform in public. And they're just going to walk by me and be like, well, if it's not a cover, there's no reason to listen to this. And I'm like, how do you think music is created? How do you think those popular songs, those popular artists got to where they are? Speaking of which, so you do this thing that you emailed me about and told me that you get gigs by going out in public and going to establishments and just basically like flash mobbing them, like just going out and just start playing.
Yeah, I do.
Tell me more about this. Has this ever gone terribly wrong or extremely well?
Well, I can tie this into what you said previously about people like walking past or whatever. Everybody has their own flavor of ice cream. Okay. So I can't
chocolate chip.
So if someone doesn't like what they hear, they're just like walking past and they just don't stop. I don't take it personally because, like
that guy's just probably really into country and that's just not who I am.
Right. Like I don't like peanut butter ice cream, but they might, like things like that. So when it comes to singing random, like at bars or restaurants, whatever, same thing. I've had it where, people tell me like, hey, we don't do music here. So, can you leave? Or I've had people not in person tell me that they didn't like my sound. But I've sent people videos say, hey, you're just not the right fit for us, but that is like, if I was going to give you a percentage, that is like maybe 5% of the time, 5 or less. 95% of the time I always get a gig or, they just tell me that they don't have music there or whatever. but the managers really enjoy what they hear. So I walk in with my acoustic guitar, and I ask for the manager, and I sing a song for them, and if possible, I like to entertain the guests there too. So, and I've had it happen where I sing to try and get a gig, and the guests are actually like, they tip me and they just give me money. So wow, yeah, it's actually kind of nice.
I think that's a clear representation of how talented you are and you as a musical persona is, because 95% of the time is not the normal number that would happen to anyone else. If anyone else did that, it would probably be the exact opposite, where it'd be 5% of the time things go really well. But it's like that 5% of the time clearly doesn't break your spirit. You're very, very talented, and the community thankfully notices that and sees that. But for most artists, that's not how it is. It's just constantly being hit with rejection and rejection, rejection, rejection. And even if that does happen to you, you seem like it doesn't really hit you that hard because you just bounce back quickly with a positive attitude. You're very positive.
Thank you. Honestly, I the way I see it is that the more you fail, the closer you are to success. So, I don't know any musicians that are doing what I do, and if they did, I think they'd be getting the same results as me, because I think it's like just a confidence thing, really. It's just like the more you do, you just do it, and the thing that kind of helps me stand back up after I fall, or somebody tells me I sound horrible or whatever, I think to myself, I'm like, yo, can I stand up from this? Like, if I stand up from this, I'm gonna be that much stronger, and I want to be stronger, because when I was younger, I took a hit. Like someone made fun of me, and I took it to heart, and I didn't sing for like 9 years. So because I've had that experience, I think it makes me so much stronger to take that hit, stand back up, take a breath, smack my lips a little bit, and then go back into it. And I think that's where the positivity comes from, because I know the other side, and it's just like, nah, like if I keep going at it, somebody's got to like it. Somebody's got to like this ice cream. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I love the ice cream analogy. That's great. You said that no one else is doing what you're doing, and you're right. I mean, it's so hard to be a working musician. It's so hard to get those gigs. You have to do something different, and that's what you did. How did you come up with the idea, I'll just crash the place, I'll just play music, and hopefully it'll go well?
Well, not that nobody else is doing it. I just don't know anybody who, but I know there's some of you out there. I believe in you. You got this. So this all started for me, honestly. I believe that if you want anything to get done right, you have to do it yourself. And that's a limiting mindset, I think, because you have to have a team eventually, and you have to have people to help you. But I think, at least that's what started me off starting out. It was just like, okay, I want to be famous. I want to be mainstream. How do I get there? Nobody's going to help me do it. I have to do it myself. So what do I do? I'm not the kind of person who sits down and mopes or kind of complains about what I don't have. It's like, okay, I don't have this. I want it. What do I do? I'm very proactive. So I think that's just like a personality thing. And I think also because I did sit down and mope for like 9 years. So I'm like, I'm done with that.
Yeah. You got that out of the way early.
Right, I got that out of my system.
All right, we're going to go to a break real quick. We'll be right back.
So I'm self-taught guitarist. So, I tried picking up the pick. And for me, it's just like, it's less emotion. It's not as emotional for me. So when I play with my fingers, I just kind of hit it and all that. I feel like I'm one with the guitar. It sounds weird, but
no. I love you said that. I feel the exact same way. So that's awesome. I've never heard anybody else have that same opinion. That's so cool.
Do you play guitar too?
Yeah, I play guitar and bass, but I don't do cool covers of 21 Pilots Stressed Out. So if anyone's wondering,
that's cool, bro. Thanks for asking, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of guitars, you have this thing creeping in the corner here that I wanted to talk about. You built a guitar. I want to hold it up for the camera for a little bit.
Which camera am I holding up for?
That one right there, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I saw a picture of that, I mean, it's more obvious now. I'm like, is that thing acoustic or is it a like a semi-hollow electric? And I guess that's what it is, right?
That's what it is. Yeah.
So that doesn't look like a normal kit guitar that you buy a kit for and then build. I guess one, what made you want to build a guitar? And then two, what was this process like? Because it's absolutely gorgeous now I'm seeing it in person.
Thank you so much, man. Well, first off, who wouldn't want to build their own guitar? I mean, if you had the opportunity, right? So I went to Parkland High School, and they had a shop class that, where you can build like guitars. So I was like, yo, I play guitar, let me make my own guitar. And, kind of going back to if you want something done right, do it yourself. So I've kind of had that mentality all through high school. So yeah, I was like, let me just build my own guitar. What's better than that? So I did. The process was crazy. Do you want the story?
Yeah.
I do, yeah. I want to even know like the specs. So I want to know what pickups you got in there, if you got that sort of stuff, if you're that into it,
All right. Well, as far as the pickups, couldn't tell you. Sorry.
That's fine. It's cool.
It's a secret. But so here's the story. Do you want me to hold this or do you want me to? You can put it down. Okay, cool. Sorry. So as far as the story goes, okay. So at Parkland High School, they have the shop class where you can build your own guitars, and usually it takes one semester to build a guitar, and even during a semester, like at the end of it, usually students don't finish their guitars because it's time, and you've only got the class for maybe like an hour and a half every other day. So a lot of students weren't able to finish their guitars. So, when we're talking about build guitars, I'm saying like we have CNC machines, we have, we get to pick our own wood, just like wood blocks, pick out. So you got to do research which woods resonate the best for the sound that you want. And then, you create the computer codes for the guitar body, for the machine to actually cut out. And then there's a whole bunch of like just hand work that you have to do. So like the fine sanding and like, gluing and all that kind of stuff. Like you do all of that, finishing everything. So, maybe like halfway through the semester, I was almost done with my guitar. I had the codes done. I had the wood glued together, just need to CNC it, and then I could just do my hand work on it. While the CNC machine was going through its program on my guitar, it was almost done, and the CNC machine actually crashed halfway through the progress. Yeah, and so when the machine crashed, it wasn't able to recover the progress that it had made. So I had to scrap the whole project. I had to scrap it all. So this is halfway through the semester, and people are barely finishing a guitar in one semester. My professor told me like, "Yo, you just got bad luck, man." And I'm like, no. I was like, because something else I believe is that if you're doing something right, the world is going to try and stop you. Everything's going to try and stop you. If you're doing something that's going to like change lives and help people, I feel like everything's going to come at you to try and stop you from doing that, making a positive influence. So I'm like, no, I don't got bad luck. I got like the best luck in the world. Let me make a new guitar, right? And my professor's like, all right, but I mean, we're low on supplies because we used all of them. We don't, you don't have any time. I literally lived in that shop class every day. In high school, I had great grades. So, and nobody, okay, a lot of people don't believe me. I have connections, okay? So in my classes, I'd walk into math class, for instance, walk in for like 10 minutes, do my thing, and my professor would just like let me go. So that was my day. I'd go to my class for maybe like 5-10 minutes, do the work, finish before everybody else, go down the shop, and I'd just be in there, just working on my guitar. And I did that every day. And I finished my guitar before everybody else.
High school was so lame. Dude, I didn't get to do any of this stuff.
I once got a Saturday detention for spending 15 minutes in the bathroom when I didn't feel well. So shout out to Parkland High School for being awesome.
Yeah, woo, Parkland, woo. Yeah, no, I'm very fortunate and very grateful that I was given the opportunity to go there. But yeah, that's basically like how I built my guitar. And so I basically made 2 of them. I made 2 guitars, and the first one just didn't work out. Yeah. It was actually, this is a great, not segue, but coming back around, to like failures and stuff. Like, bro, you don't know how much that hurt, man. Like, I spent half the semester on this guitar, and by the way, it had like beautiful end grain. I don't know if you guys know end grain. It's like really shiny. It's like it's the part of the tree that is like where the branch would be attached, I believe. So it's like really shiny and really beautiful. And so I did all that work, and you know, the guitar just looked like gorgeous, and it was like reflecting the light and everything because the end grain, and it just didn't work out. And I was just sitting there with just like this piece of wood in my hands, like, wow, like, am I able, you know, like, am I ever going to be able to finish this? And, you know, I was knocked down right there. And I was like, you know what? No, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Nothing's going to stop me. And I did it. And I'm so grateful that I didn't stop, you know? So, hey, to everybody listening out there, don't stop, yo. Don't stop believing, like Journey. So.
Go make your own guitar.
Right, yeah.
Is that like... Do you think it helps you as a musician at all to make your own guitar?
Definitely, yeah. If not only for my brand, but I think it's just like the mental aspect of being able to, like, you know, look at the face of adversity, or just look at life, look at the whole world and be like, not today. Not today. And on top of that, I feel like I'm connected to it, you know? Like, it's like, this is my baby right there.
Because you've been there for its entire lifetime.
Right.
As opposed to like just picking up a guitar at a shop.
Right. Like, it was all, like, it's like a brainchild.
It's never not been your guitar.
Right. Right.
So it's like only ever played your music and stuff like that. So it's like actually really tied into where your music comes from and like who you are and stuff.
Yeah, it's like my soul's in that thing, man.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the name of your guitar and what that means?
And the logo and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the name of my guitar is Erotesis, or Erotesis, however you want to say it. It's Greek for questions. And this is my logo. If I'll explain the logo first, and then I'll explain what it, you know, all means put together. So if you see, the logo is the shape of an S. That's for my name, Seth. But if you also look closely, it is, the S is composed of 2 inverted question marks. If you look closely, you'll see it. So question mark dot. See that? And then it also looks like a double helix or a DNA strand too, if you kind of look at it a little abstractly maybe. So what it all stands for is questions of who I am. And Erotesis means questions, like I said. So, you know, I have a lot of questions about me. Just who am I? And I'm sure that we all do. And with my songs and the songs that I play on this guitar, I hope to answer that question of who I am, you know, one song at a time, just a little bit here and there. So yeah, that's what it represents.
That's so cool.
Thanks, man.
That's such a, I don't know.
Wow. Yeah.
I like that you don't pretend to have everything all figured out.
Yeah.
And like, you know everything. I have all the answers. I know everything. Like, and that's such a conceited thing that people think that is okay to do. And it's not true. Like,
maybe one day, but I'll get there with music. You know, that's kind of what you're saying. I love that.
No, you won't get, he's going to get there.
Yeah. It was a quote.
Yeah.
You know, I'll never get anywhere. I'll be lucky to get out of this room.
But yeah, thank you for appreciating that, you know.
Yeah, of course. It's hard not to appreciate. I like it. So we got to wrap up soon, unfortunately. It's about that time. So if there's anything you like to shout out specifically, any social media or like YouTube or anything that you want people to check out?
Yeah, definitely. So, hey guys, welcome to Lab 212. Welcome to the WXLV podcast. I'm Seth Witcher. And if you like what you heard, and you know, if you want to see more of me, follow me on my social media. You can follow me. You could subscribe to my channel on YouTube, just Seth Witcher, and that's Witch with the broomstick, E-R. So W-I-T-C-H-E-R. I can't tell you how many times people mispronounce my name, misspell it, and all that. Like, for my high school graduation, not one person pronounced my name right.
Really?
Even when they called me for my diploma, yeah. They were just like, Seth Witcher.
Doesn't seem especially hard.
Right, I think just because they
especially since there's a pretty popular video game and novel series by the same name.
Right.
So I feel like people would have figured it out by now.
Exactly. I thought so, but no. You know, I guess they just don't want to say witch. I don't know. Maybe there's like
because they're living the 17th century still.
Yeah, like, don't wanna stay away from that. No, they call me like Witcher, Witcher. Wichter. I got Wichter.
Just throwing letters in there.
Like, yeah, everybody gets it wrong. I'm like, why? So yeah, Seth Witcher on YouTube, okay? And then on Instagram, same thing, Seth_Witcher. You can find me there. And on Facebook, you can find me at just Seth Witcher. And or Seth Witcher Music. Seth Witcher Music. And I post like my events and where I'm going next and everything like that. Am I able to shout out where I'm playing next?
Go for it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And by the way, I'm sorry for my voice cracking.
Oh, that's fine.
I thought I was through with puberty. I guess not. I don't know.
That happens to me a lot of stuff too.
My voice cracks at random times. Leave me alone. So, I think I'm playing next on this Friday. I'm playing at the Basin Street Hotel in Kutztown. So that's going to be from 4 to 6 p.m. And then at 7, I got to run over to Bethlehem. I'm going to be playing for their first Friday concert series at a furniture store, a very comfy furniture store called Domasi. So, and I'm going to be there for 2 hours too. So from 7 to 9. And you don't have to pay to go to either of them, either of the performances. So come on through.
Just go out there and just take it all in.
Yeah, just come on. Enjoy the world and enjoy some music.
ROTCs.
Yeah, seriously. But thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
For making this happen. You're great.
Do we have anything we want to shout out?
Go ahead.
As usual, Sly Elliott on everything. No, really.
That man leads his likes and follows.
Yeah, exactly. R.I.P. Sly Elliott.
I'm sorry. So one of my guys was telling me that I need to shout out my website. I have a website, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
So www.sethwitcherofficial.com. I'm official. Just Seth Witcher Official.
Not fake. Don't go to SethWitcherFake.com. Not a different guy.
Seth Witcher Official. Sorry, I did not mean to come in between your guys' thing. But yeah. And real quick question: what's the bell for?
It's for bad jokes.
It's the bad jokes.
So if you can think of one,
yeah,
that was a power move.
Yeah. Can we think of any? Can we think of any bad jokes?
That was pretty punk rock.
Do you want to hear a joke about ghosts?
Yeah, sure.
That's the spirit.
Oh, that was bad, dude. That was not
on that
good.
note, thanks so much for listening to the Poorly Edited Podcast. Catch us every single week.
12 on everything.
Yeah, Lab
Poorly
12 on
Edited
everything. Poorly Edited Podcast.
Every Monday on
YouTube channel,
WXLV.
Sly
4
Elliott.
p.m. to 5 p.m.
We hope you don't watch our show. We're so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing.
Thanks, Mungo.
What are you doing over there?
I think Steph's trying to practice his sign language.
Yeah.
All right. Also, intro and outro music by MUNGO.
Oh, yeah. New music by MUNGO.
Shout out to Ryan Flynn, who this entire episode has just been memeing our Instagram account, as he normally does every Monday.
Jeez.
Yeah, he was memeing our last week's episode. Go check out the Plume episode and check out the comments below and look for MUNGO and Ryan Flynn.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good night.